I think that is fine. Yeah. Hey, what's going on? The Academy Award nominations dropped yesterday. And I thought, why not just, do a video, talk about the snubs and my final predictions for the big night. I will also be posting all my predictions on Instagram, so follow me on Instagram to check them out. And bear with me here. I know I don't have my camera, my good camera, or my usual mic, but, when you got what you got to use what you got, right? First up, we have Best Animated Feature, which, like most fucking years, Disney has the board tilted in its favor with Encanto, Luca, and Raya and the Last Dragon. I've seen them all. I enjoyed them all. But my favorite film of 2021 was the animated documentary Flea, which is incredible, and that's what I'm predicting will win for Best Animated Feature. But I'm probably wrong. It's going to be Encanto, right? But I'm going to say Flea. I'm going to hold strong and stick to my gun. Up next, we got Best International Feature. Now, Flea is also nominated in this one, along with Drive My Car, The Hand of God, Lanana, A Yak in the Classroom, and The Worst Person in the World, which is the one that I want to take home the fucking award. The Worst Person in the World is fucking phenomenal. Up next, original song. Can we just not kid ourselves? Encanto. Next, original score. I'm gonna just give that to Hans Zimmer. I mean, come on. I mean, the guy, Dune and all that. Of course, that's got to go to him, right? Who else can it go to? I mean, he's up there with Don't Look Up, Encanto, Parallel Mothers, and The Power of the Dog. I'm gonna go ahead and call Hans Zimmer for original score, because that makes the most sense. But also, it was a fucking great score. Up next, sound design, which I'm going to give to Dune. Again, the specific thing I loved about Dune sound design was its use of specific sound and lack of specific sound, which is really unique, and I don't think any other film manipulated the sound design that well. Up next, best cinematography. This is a fucking tough one, because I loved every one of these films in this category, and specifically their distinct visual storytelling. So we got Dune, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, Tragedy Macbeth, and West Side Story. I'm going to give it to the Tragedy Macbeth. Every shot was hauntingly fucking beautiful. I mean, it was like Shakespeare sleep paralysis, you know what I mean? It was intense. Moving on to production design, I'm going to give that to the Tragedy Macbeth again. The Shakespearean fields and corridors are just too good, especially at least compared to Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, West Side Story, and Dune again. And Dune was this close, because Dune has that really good sense of space in all the space shuttles, spaceships, and on Arrakis, and inside the quarters, the royalty quarters. But yeah, no, definitely going to go to the Tragedy of Macbeth. Up next, best film editing. You got Don't Look Up, Dune, King Richard, The Power of the Dog, and Tick, Tick, Boom. That's got to go to Tick, Tick, Boom, right? I mean, the relationship back and forth argument alone. Up next, makeup and hairstyling. This was an interesting one, because you have Coming to America, Cruella, Dune, The Eyes of Tammy Faye, and House of Gucci. I'm going to give it to Cruella, because I think it was the flashiest in this arena of filmmaking. And I think in reference to Coming to America and The Eyes of Tammy Faye, there's a very distinct difference between excessive prosthetic effects and just the right amount. And those are two examples of excessive prosthetic effects, even if you're trying to make something look real or like a famous figure. It was too much. Up next, best VFX. I'm about to make your ass itch right now. Huge snub for this category. And say the fuck whatever you want. Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. Dude, they took a person out and they put a person back in. And nobody knew the fucking difference. You know what I mean? If you show that movie to someone and you say, hey, Tig Notaro was not with everybody, was alone, by herself the whole time, no one's going to fucking believe you. I'm going to have to go with Dune again. We got Dune, Free Guy, No Time to Die, Shang-Chi, and Spider-Man. I think Dune just used its VFX in a more appropriate way. They paired a lot of it with significant practical effects, which makes the transition way smoother. And yeah, I think that that's a better use of VFX. Note to Free Guy, Shang-Chi, and Spider-Man. Almost every shot being a VFX shot doesn't make it good VFX. Do you know what I mean? And this is coming from someone who loved 2 of those 3 films. Up next, best adapted screenplay. Well, they got Coda, Driving My Car, Dune, The Lost Daughter, and The Power of the Dog. I'm going to go with Dune again. Hey, 10 Oscar noms, and it's a fucking one of the best movies of last year. Of course, I'm gonna lean into it. I think that Villeneuve and his writing partners brought Frank Herbert's book, half of it, to life in a way without making it feel like an information slog. You know what I mean? With a book like that, I think that's really a tough challenge to do, and it didn't feel like that for me, so fuck it. Best original screenplay, we got Belfast, Don't Look Up, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, and The Worst Person in the World. I'm going to say this is going to be the only award heading towards Paul Thomas Anderson, even though I want The Worst Person in the World to win, because I think that's a more original and captivating story. But I think it's going to lean more towards PTA. Up next, Best Supporting Actor. Troy Kotsur in Coda. He's up against Syrian Hines, Jesse Plemons, J.K. Simmons, and Cody Smith-McPhee. Check this out. Kotsur is the first deaf man and the second deaf actor in history to be nominated for an Academy Award since his co-star in Coda, Marlee Matlin, won for Children of a Lesser God back in 1986. That's fucking cool. Best Supporting Actress. I love to see Jessie Buckley, Kirsten Dunst get the recognition for their role. I'm predicting I'm predicting it's going to go towards Ariana DeBose, one of my favorite performances of last year. We're on to one of the most disappointing, and not the most disappointing, because I know you know what I'm thinking of if you know me. In terms of snubs, is the best actor in a leading role. Here we go. We have Javier Bardem, Benedict Cumberbatch, Andrew Garfield, Will Smith, Denzel Washington. First things first. Javier Bardem, I'm sorry. I don't think his performance in Being in the Ricardos comes anywhere near close to these other performances, personally. I don't think it should be included. I liked him in the film. I don't think that he was amazing. I don't think the film was actually that great either. My pick for this is Garfield, obviously. However, I have some fucking issues. How the fuck did Simon Rex not get nominated? How the fuck did Nick Cage not get nominated? How the fuck did Bradley Cooper not get nominated? How did Woody Norman, the best performance by an actor of last year in Come On, Come On, how does that happen? Can someone explain that? I don't understand how that happened. This child, this little boy, pulls out such a complex performance. Infinitely more complex than almost every other actor here in this category. But yeah, that's such a disappointment. He deserved it. Could have jump-started that fucking award collection early, but what are you going to do, you know? That's also a movie that was fucking ignored, but what are you going to do? Up next, we got Best Actress. We have Jessica Chastain in The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Olivia Colman, The Lost Daughter, Penelope Cruz, Parallel Mothers, Nicole Kidman, Being the Ricardos, Kristen Stewart, Spencer. I'm going to go with Kristen Stewart because it's my favorite performance of last year that is in this category. There are two other performances that I fucking loved, many others, but two specifically that I loved by actresses last year that are not included here that should have been. One, the Jodie Comer in The Last Duel. The fuck's going on? Number two, Renate Reinsve from the Worst Person in the World. Where did the cross section happen where these things missed? I don't understand this thing with Best International Features never breaking through into the best performances categories. Makes no sense. They'll always reach into screenplay or maybe cinematography or something like that, but never in performances. She delivers my favorite performance of last year and one of the best of the last decade. Instantly, you can watch that movie and she pulls on so many different complex emotions and character traits that it's just elevated above everything, personally. And I think it's ridiculous that she's not in this category. And now we move on to the snub of all snubs, the largest upset of this award season. Best Director. We got Paul Thomas Anderson, Kenneth Branagh, Gene Campion, Ryusuke Hamaguchi, and Steven Spielberg. Where the fuck is Denis Villeneuve? How do you make a film like Dune get nominated the second most Academy Awards of this award season, and you're left out of Best Director? How the fuck does that happen? How does that happen? I don't understand it. I think it makes absolutely no fucking sense. If he's in this, I'd say he's fucking taking it, but he's not. So, God, what a fucking disappointment. Campion, I think she's going to take it. I think PTA is going to have to keep fucking waiting Fun fact, Steven Spielberg broke a tie with Martin Scorsese, making this his 6th decade of being nominated for Best Director. And now we're on to Best Picture. A bunch of problems I have here that kind of branch off of one fucking problem. We got Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. I got a question. The fuck is Don't Look Up doing here? Can we, guys, and this is coming from someone who liked the movie. I actually really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was funny, and I thought it was infuriating for the right reasons and all that shit. Why? What is it doing here? It's not supposed to be here. There are so many other more deserving films that should have been included that weren't in favor of Don't. What the fuck's going on? How is The Green Knight not nominated for anything? How is The Last Duel not nominated for anything? Come on, come on. It's such a sleeper hit. I get it, but when have the Oscars ever not given something to a fucking sleeper hit? But I'm going to stick to what I think is the obvious choice. I think Dune will win Best Picture. You heard it here. Not first, probably. Bunch of other people saying this. Maybe other people saying Power of the Dog, but I think that it's going to go to Dune. And I think, yeah, it's going to go to Dune. All right, I think that is most, if not all, of the 94th Academy Award nominees. I'm debating like doing a live stream for the actual awards. So let me know what you think about that in the comments. Or if you don't give a fuck, move on. Who cares? A little more than a month to really sit and stew on the idea that Denis Villeneuve was not fucking nominated for Best Director. How does that happen? Forget it. See ya fucking later.